little babies.
I got laid last night. Humble brag.
Very nice. Very nice.
Your
Good for
mother
you.
was going
Congratulations on the sex.
I'm not. Can you change? It's gonna be hard for me to get over you wearing your house shirt through this whole show. It looks like you're going to bed. You look like fucking Tiny Tim. Yeah, that's better. Oh no, just keep it
There's
off.
another shirt right there.
Well, he gets sweaty, so he needs to keep things.
Oh, God.
Dickie and the Bender Boys, classic.
Better?
Yeah, you even sound better.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
What do you say? Speaking of sounding better, what do you say we start the show? The Simple Minds Sports Show. Producer Bobby is an email director here, so we're going to lean on him a little bit, but I'll throw it over to opening takes. I guess I'm up. Sure. Football season is everyone going to go football?
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
Really? Interesting. These are really, we're coming out of the dog days of summer, but these are really there is not a whole lot to talk about. Now that I think about it, I know exactly where Ray's going to go. And
oh
yeah.
Do you want to beat me to it, or do you want to beat me to it, or no?
Yeah, sure. So the United States women's national team got dropped in the knockout round, baby. And I'll just give them a golf clap for putting in their best effort. Obviously an underperforming achievement, but after back-to-back World Cups, what can you ask from these girls? Really, how much can you ask from them? All we can say is we're happy that they finally got some pay worthy of what they brought from entertainment to the American public, and I'll leave it at that. Raymond?
Thank you, Richard. My opening take is that we should not be playing our biggest free agent acquisition shouldn't be over and playing in the FIBA World Cup, because he's a big moneymaker. That's Kristaps Porzingis. He apparently has a hurt foot, did it while he was overseas playing for FIBA. And I guess news is breaking that it's going to be fine, but why are we letting these guys go over there overseas and playing these worthless tournaments? Yeah, you're not going to gold medal that for... What does he play for? Latvia?
Latvia.
Thank you. And they're not going to do anything. So bring your prized possession home, get them acquainted with the Jays, have them do some kumbayas together so they're brothers from another mother, and let's go get Banner 18. And don't go overseas to this bullshit country and play in this bullshit tournament. Just come home. Let's focus on Banner 18.
Did you go off the cups for that? Because I stole your take for the women's national team?
Yes.
Good for you.
Thanks.
It's pretty solid. It's good off the cuff take.
Is the DK OG is, for anybody that says jizzing doesn't help your brain, we're here to prove
it.
It
does. Does. I'm good.
Have you seen something about Mary?
And like not self-propelled come either.
Once Ray gets that baby batter out of him, he's way better.
Yeah. He's not all clogged up, you know?
Nope. Just my arteries, baby.
Yeah. Speaking of clogged up, Bobby, your opening take?
My opening take is this. College football realignment is terrible, and I hate it. I don't like it when people mess with my college football. I don't know why teams need to move conferences. I don't know why these money-hungry bastards need to wreck my college football. I want it the same. I'm a traditionalist. I don't like all these things changing, and I'm not happy about it. And I would rant about it longer, but they're already staring at me in annoyance. So that's my opening take.
You fucking wrote the email. It's not even on the email.
Because I didn't want to hear about it, that it wasn't such a good fucking email. And if it was in the email, then you would have bitched about the fucking email.
But you, as you said earlier in our text,
you know what wasn't in the email? Kristaps Porzingis, Ray. So shut the fuck up.
There's no show rundown in this email, so there's a. But what a surprise! Sorry. WPB is a traditionalist. The show rundown will consist of the Patriots story camp. So none of us touched on that for our opening take. So kudos. Welcome to Simple Minds Sports Show. A lot of Patriots on here from the producer Bobby email. A lot of Patriots. We got Patriots. Let me go. Keep going. Patriots. A new segment alert. Pew, 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 pew. I like this. Simple minds save sports. We've got we're gonna save sports here on this show. So tune in for that. That'll be our segment after the Patriots. Got a little Celtics talk. Somewhere in here, Ray has invited someone to talk about baseball for some reason. Because baseball.
No, I told him he can come in the whole show. I say he does the blogs. He does blogs with us. AJ does blogs. He wants to jump on.
Who is this person?
AJ.
You invited this. You've invited this stranger to do the entire show.
Yeah, I said, why not? You want to come
on? Do I know this
do
person?
Yes, he writes blogs for us, you fucking moron.
You don't know him?
Who is this? Who is this?
I know. AJ.
They're emailing us nonstop to let them in. They're knocking on the fucking door.
Well, you hear him knocking, baby. Let him in. He liked your email too. He wanted to come in and just spew some knowledge.
I can't wait to meet him.
On the door,
I have a lot of questions as to why he's working so fucking hard for you two.
Have we seen any return from his work?
Have we seen return from any of our work?
Not really. Would You Rather segment is also on the docket, and of course, Simplest Minds of the Week. And tune in for when we let this AJ character in. I didn't know he was working for us. This is the Simple Minds Sports Show, Friday Rewind, August 11th. Welcome to the show. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm sorry. It's not our best effort tonight.
It's a great light. I like it.
Good. It's not great. I fucking hate your glasses. I hate them so much. It's so fucking distracting. They're terrible. They look like Craig from the fucking Ninja Turtles. And your goddamn shaped eyebrows. They're all I can look at now. They're lasered on. It's just very distracting. So I would like to apologize to the YouTube viewers.
Did your mother like my eyebrows this weekend?
She liked a lot of things this weekend. Boom. My own mother joke. You can't do it to me if I do it to myself, right? If you're listening on a podcast, your favorite podcast venue, Spotify, iTunes, whatever it may be, we are the #1 New England sports show on iHeartRadio. So join that movement. Wherever you're listening, wherever you're watching, tell your friends, tell your mothers, subscribe, rate, review for all the cleanest eyebrows in the land. And
Did you tell Bobby you got an eyelash or you got an eyebrow hair in your eye this weekend and Jarrell had to pick it out? Who's laughing now, bitch?
That wasn't even a sentence. Bobby, do you know about this eyebrow battle Ray and I are in?
I'm unaware of the eyebrow incident.
Oh, that's right, because you didn't make the fucking show last week, Bobby.
I was on the show.
What happened?
It was the week before that.
Whatever.
Bobby was on vacation.
What happened was Ray got a haircut, and I was very kind and complimented him on that haircut. And then he decided to mention, I said, did you get a haircut? And you said, yes, I did. Thank you for saying that, Richard. It makes me very warm inside. And I said, you're welcome. You look good. Mm-hmm. And then it was also when you brought those stupid glasses on. And immediately I knew they were dumb, but I didn't say that. I held my tongue. And then you said, I also got my eyebrows done. And I laughed internally and came up with every possible way to make fun of you without getting canceled on our social sphere. And then I happened to mention that I go to a salon to get my hair cut.
And I did everything not to get us canceled.
That's right. And I don't get my eyebrows done. However, the story is going to end here. We were at a celebration this weekend, and we were all together. And my cousin Jarrell, father of Superman, came up to me unprompted, grabbed about a 4.5 foot long eyebrow hair, and plucked it out of my head with very little.
Who's laughing now, bitch?
I think all of us. I think we're all laughing.
Why did he do that?
Because it was very long.
It was needed. Very long. It was very long.
Very long.
What do you want to do about this, AJ Cat?
Let him in, Jesus Christ. Let's get a little voice in here.
I haven't even sent him the invite.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Send him the invite. Let's go.
All right.
He works hard for us. He's written more blogs than Bill and Bobby combined.
So, 2?
Look where that's got him. Rich won't even let him in.
All right, fine. Well, let's start off the email. Producer Bobby's email chain. First preseason game tonight against the Texans. Nobody's playing. To your point, Bobby, are we going to take anything What are we going to pull from this game? How How's it shaking out? Just go ahead, Bobby. The floor is yours. Let's just touch on this preseason game now quickly because I watched the first quarter. This game means shit. This game means fucking.
Oh my
nothing.
God! The excitement of just a preseason game happening prior to the game happening is there, and then you watch the game and you're like, oh my God, this is terrible. Why did I waste any time doing this? Yeah, no. What can we take from this game? Nothing other than maybe a few individual performances I was seeing. Other than that, no, nothing.
Raymond?
Go ahead.
Raymond?
It doesn't matter what this game is, but it's looking like this offensive line is terrible. Fucking awful. Basically, you got to get Trent Brown in there. You got to get David Andrews back. Oh,
did you watch the fucking game? Did you watch the game?
Yeah,
Have you watched the preseason game at all?
Yeah,
no one's in there. There's no one playing offensive line in there. You can't take shit from this game. You can't take a fucking thing from this game. Not a thing. There's not one thing you can take from this game. It's pathetic.
Do you not want AJ to see you without that?
Wait, did you change your shirt? Why did you change your shirt? You look so fucking sleepy.
No, I don't.
You look so frumpy and so sleepy. You look good in the tank top.
I know. I just don't want all the girls to get wet when they see the YouTube video.
Well, that's the thing. You look like a hot.
You're the Dick King. Why wouldn't you want that? You're the Dick King.
I don't want them to
the DK.
say, Ray, you should get an OnlyFans. I want to see more of that fucking body. I love that dad body and that fupa. The dark side. Can I see what's underneath? I don't want to go there, guys. Yeah, that's true.
Then it's tough to deal with. Can I guess maybe we'll get to it. I don't know. Sorry, Bob. Are we going to get to the I read through it a little bit, skimmed through it. Are we going to get to the quarterback thing?
Nope.
Thanks, Bobby. The real training camp starts and it begins the following week. Pats begin the 2-week combined practices with the Packers and Titans. And you're right. So what a fucking shit show the NFL has on their hands. Why do you have preseason games? All teams are doing these combined practices. All the starters are going to go out. Well, sure, but how much money are they making on preseason games now? If they continue down this, I guess now, but if they continue down this path, people have to get wise to it. If nobody's going to play in these goddamn things, they're all going to play in these joint practices. Just don't have preseason. Like, what's the point?
We're saying they should start taping the joint practices. Somehow get some advertisements out there, and that's how you can make money.
I did hear that. That's something that they would want to do.
Or don't allow them if you're the NFL. Just put your goddamn foot down. You're the NFL. You're tyrants anyway. Just don't allow them. Go out there and play the preseason game as if it's supposed to be played. I don't really care either way. I don't really watch a whole lot of preseason football, frankly, but I'm definitely not watching this shit. I'm definitely not watching this shit. That was god awful. Are the Pats ahead of schedule? Are your expectations for the season now less, same, or higher now that we've seen a few weeks of camp? Raymond?
Behind, I think. And I think the writers are saying 5 to 7 wins for this club right now. You go out there, you get more defensive help when you really need offensive help, the offensive line and wide receivers. You got Trey Flowers that just signed here and automatically goes right into the PUP list. What was the point of that when you have offensive line depth issues right now? Where you got Calvin, what's that guy's name that they just got?
Calvin Anderson
and Reef, whatever the fuck it is. They haven't even seen the practice field yet. So why would you go out and get a defensive lineman when you really need offensive line help or a wide receiver that can do something for Mac Jones?
Bobby, do you think you have them ahead, the same? What's your temperature on the team with
the only thing that would put him ahead for me is there hasn't been any catastrophic injuries yet to players that matter. So
here we go. Now we're gonna get someone hurt tonight.
Nice, that's it. Other than that, I mean, they're just doing things that they should be. So I don't see them being like ahead, as in I expect them to perform any better.
They're ahead. They're ahead because last year at this time there was basically a mutiny happening. You can't. I've said that how many? I don't want to continue to repeat myself, but how many times do I have to say that? Based on last year, they're ahead, and that's not an insignificant piece of information. You'll listen to a lot of people say, "Well, that doesn't really matter because you still have to go out and compete against other teams." It does fucking matter. If you listen to anybody on that offensive side of the ball, all they're talking about in couched breath is how much fucking better it is than it was last year. That's what everybody's talking about. from the offense that was there last year, which creates a level of which creates an attitude of excitement and motivation and confidence that they can build upon. And from what we learned about the offense is they have personnel issues. It's not a team issue. It's not a chemistry issue. They have personnel issues. They don't have wide receivers that can separate, and they don't have offensive linemen on the field. That's your biggest hurdle that you're dealing with right now. So I guess it depends on what the question is being framed from. Are they ahead of where you thought they would be? Where did you think they were going to be? Did you think they were going to be like fucking guns blazing and holy shit, the Patriots are here for real? I think most signs coming out of what?
You thought they were a 12-win team, so you should be thinking they're going to be.
Well, they're not even in the regular fucking season yet, Ray. Are we talking about that? Or are we talking about right now with training camp? You dumb bot pad. It just depends on where you thought they were going to be. Walking into the goddamn fucking preseason, and you got Pop Douglas out there, the best wide receiver on the field. If I talk to you naysayers 3 weeks ago and said, where will they be going in the preseason? Fucking Mac Jones will be sticking his dick in the mud, and but he's happy we'll be tossing fucking interceptions, and this team's gonna fucking blow 8 wins, blah 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 blah. And now we come out and the offense is consistent. They're moving in the right direction. The defense looks good. They have some fast players out there. It's all positive signs, even from the biggest naysayers of Patriot reporters. Most of it has been completely positive coming out of camp. Just that alone puts them ahead of where they should be.
Okay. Well, if where they should be was just better than last year, then I mean that's still not that impressive. Like, I mean, I don't really get impressed by just the fact that they're not a fucking train wreck.
Where do you think they should be right now? Where did you think they should be right now 3 weeks ago? What would you have considered where they should be?
3 weeks ago,
heading into training camp, if I asked you, we're walking in the first preseason game, where do you expect this team to be? What would you consider a positive position to be in?
I would consider positive that there's clear sign that the rookies can play, that they aren't complete bums, that there isn't any injuries to players that matter, and that the defense is still cohesive and the offense is making strides towards being competitive.
So they're ahead of schedule based on that. That's
well, exactly. I'm saying that to me, so they're on schedule. They haven't done like something extra where they've added new personnel, like we're saying, where they've added talent, made a splash move.
Which I think we're missing a running back still. Like, obviously we have Ramondre Stevenson, but who's after him? Who's going to spell him?
Well, that's probably getting hashed out right now in this thriller of a preseason game.
Yeah, what I can tell you from what I just saw the first quarter, not Pierre Strong and not Kevin Harris. No wonder why they've been bringing in these veterans for camp. I also saw a very valid Facebook post today that they were offered a bunch of day 3 picks for Alvin Kamara, who's suspended for the first 6 weeks, 3 weeks.
It's only 3 weeks.
Keep that in mind. Yeah, they hate their fucking running backs. They hate their running backs behind Ramondre Stevenson, and just watching them on a couple carries in this game, you can see why. There's no explosiveness. There's no shift. There's nothing. They got nothing. They got fucking nothing. It's Ramondre Stevenson and Ty Montgomery. That's who you're working with as a Patriots running back backfield. These two young kids blow. They're slow. They got no boost. They got nothing. Before we get to this locker room management, just to make sure you didn't touch on this. The big news out of camp recently is Tyquan Thornton is the biggest name you're hearing out of camp. A potential another wide receiver bust, high pick wide receiver bust for Bill Belichick, being highlighted by his 6th round picks outplaying him. Specifically, Pop Douglas, the 5'8" little jitterbug, has been hands down the best wide receiver in camp. If you talk to any or listen to read any of the reporters out there, and even Butte, what's his name there, Bukaki?
Butte.
Kenyon?
Yeah.
Kenyon?
Yep.
Kenyon Butte. Kenyon Butte. Yeah, Butte. He's even been
slowly coming on, apparently.
Yeah, slowly coming on, starting to shine. The history on this kid was the next best thing at LSU after who's the last guy? Jamar Chase thing. And then got hurt and got some off-field trouble. He had an orgy.
Yep, it was. I think train was the word used actually.
Oh, okay.
And no, it was my mother.
With the trainers.
Oh no. Okay, thank you.
Well, it's with the coaching staff. That should be okay. You would
And
think.
how is Orgy any better?
Well, Orgy's definitely
Train just
better than Train.
indicates that there was like it was an orderly thing. An orgy sounds like it's more of a free for all, anything goes.
No, I ignore my ignorance. I've never been part of either one of these outside of Tuesday nights, and those are controlled. But the Train is what I understand as just one female within the group here,
Yes.
getting trained by choo-chooed by a group
Well,
of
that's what I'm
men.
saying. So it's one, and then there's another, and then it's just like it's
I would
constant.
say that's probably worse than an orgy, which my understanding is everyone's in a toga banging each other. That's in my mind.
I would think in an orgy there could be a lot of confusion. You don't know what to do. Is there a
Yeah, but it's
reach
more
around
of a
involved?
democratic process.
I
Where
think with the Train,
is
it's very straightforward as to what your role is.
But
the orgy, you could just be like, "Oh, this one looks really good. Let me go try this out real quick."
Yeah, but then it's like each time it's like a new person, and maybe it's not working there. And like
I'm just gonna go
on
a little.
Each person.
Look, I think you guys are coming from
like,
a very personal standpoint of what you would like better, and it's really showing what your personalities are. I'm just coming at it from the view of LSU, and I think an orgy is more of a PC, okay, bad thing to get away with, where a Train takes a young female and just choo-choo plows her for an evening, and an orgy has multiple of many genders, fluid. It's all a fluid motion with many fluids involved, and I think that's more of a PC understanding, and that's probably why they went with that.
Just imagine us three at LSU
orgy with the most genders involved.
Imagine us three in the hallway at LSU just waiting our turn. All these big black men just looking down, be like, "Oh fuck,
what are you guys doing here? We got a flyer. I don't know what's going on.
We got a coupon. Bring a friend."
He's visiting.
Yeah. So should we bring this guy in for Patriots talk?
Yeah, he wants to talk Patriots. He wants to talk everything. He was ready to go.
All right.
He actually read the email too.
Judon gets paid. Bobby, you had some thoughts on this?
Well, obviously he got. What I'm saying is this some more of Bill's locker room management, where he needs to pay Judon, so he's the highest paid guy.
I really don't have a problem with paying Judon. It's just cash. It doesn't affect them. They have cash. They never fucking spend on anybody. He's the best defensive player they've had since whatever, name it, to that Darrelle Revis, whatever, wherever you want to go with that conversation. He is the best player on your team. So sure, pay him the most. I'm okay with that. I really had no problem with it, honestly. I really didn't. The biggest reason I didn't have any problems with it is there's no dummy years. It doesn't extend him out past into his late 30s. They could still get out in 2 years. So you just dumped a pile of fucking cash in his lap that you didn't give to DeAndre Hopkins. So maybe that motivates him to go out there and continue to be the best pass rusher we've seen since Shano Jones.
If anything, shows the other players that that they take care of their players.
Yeah, go out, compete, and play by my rules and contribute, have production. Then yeah, you'll get paid. Unless your name's Lawrence Guy.
Yeah, he's been on social media trying to recruit all these guys. Who knows what he's doing behind the scenes, trying to get these free agents to come play in New England. Least you could do is throw him some money for doing that, even though it's not working out.
Does that correlate to Trent Brown, who's doing the same thing, that now they call it a hold in? With the new CBA, these guys can't get paid if they hold out, but if they hold in, then they just get paid and they fake an injury or whatever else. We haven't seen Trent Brown. He maybe wants a deal. A lot of scuttlebutt around the reporters that Trent Brown's doing the same thing as Judon. Would you pay Trent Brown?
Nope.
I know.
This act's gone.
What do you want? What do you want this year? What do you want? Cash? 10 million. Go for it this year. What else are you gonna fucking do? I'm not gonna give him a contract. I'm not going to extend him, but I will put $10 million in his fucking dick hole right now to go play left tackle. What else are you going to do?
I wish there's a disgruntled left tackle that wanted out at some other organization that we could go get, but there's no one.
Oh, the
only thing out there is was it Jonah Williams from the Bengals?
No.
Which is a heavy rumor for the Patriots. Well,
I'm sure they're in on him too. Yeah.
In on everybody.
Yep, Zeke.
Quick hitters. Trey Flowers returns immediately on the PUP list. So did they just sign this guy? Can't play yet. Just play nice with Trey Flowers. Yes, they just gave him a contract. They just gave him a little money because they have enough tweener fucking defensive linemen to save their life. They don't have anybody to play tackle. So
maybe he's gonna come play tackle.
Maybe. And then producer Bobby throws a fucking wild card in here in the Patriots goddamn segment. under quick hitters, Joe Mazzulla visits Pat's training camp this week. Joe Mazzulla? How dare you put his name on your fucking lips? You're the king of the Joe Mazzulla hate club.
There's a lot of Joe Mazzulla.
I'm just reporting on the facts.
Oh, can you report what you've written in the email here?
Certainly, Joe Mazzulla visits Pat's training camp this week. Per reports, Belichick, after meeting Mazzulla, thinks he's a fucking loser. I don't write the news.
Nope, those are facts.
He just reports it.
And a quick did you know, the Patriots are 60-1 odds to win the Super Bowl this season. Their longest odds entering a season since 2001. That year, the Patriots were also 60-1, and they went on to win the Super Bowl. Place your bets. Did you just call Mac Jones Tom Brady? Or did you call Bailey?
I most certainly did not.
And the only reason why they won that Super Bowl is because of a national tragedy. So is that what you're saying too, Bobby? I mean, national tragedy coming.
I mean, that plays into my bad racist terrorist joke. A
lot of things are real tight in this episode. A lot of things.
We are a tight show, if nothing else. This is my sports show.
I thought my shirt was a little loose. That's why I put it back on.
You do look frumpy. You do look frumpy.
It does look like a nappy shirt.
Yeah, it's a nap shirt.
I got this up line. It's just a very deep V. I don't like it.
I hate V-necks. I do not own a single V-neck.
We got another hate group coming our way. Speaking of hate groups, let's throw to headlines with the obvious one.
Yeah, that wasn't an email, so thank you, Richard. Since the All-Star break, the Boston Red Sox are 3-5 and sit 5 games back of the final wildcard spot. They start a weekend series with the Detroit Tigers tonight. Celtics fans are holding their breath and hoping for better news as word came out that Kristaps Porzingis and a foot injury will keep him out of the FIBA tournament.
Hey, what's going on, man?
How are you?
Been some time. What's happening?
Hold on real quick. We got to finish this.
Richard Sears stays fantastic for anyone wondering. The U.S. women's team lost Sunday on penalty kick. Sweden now plays Japan in the next round. And it was 93 years ago.
We got a guest.
Yeah. It was 93 years ago today, August 11th, 1929, when George Herman Ruth, known as Babe Ruth, entered the history books as the first ever baseball player to hit their 500 home run. Back to you, Richard.
Thanks, Ray. Joining us now, AJ. How you doing, bud?
Not bad. Yourselves? It's been a while.
Not bad. So we have a new host this last time you've been with us. With us now is Bobby in his drinking room. Say hi to Bobby. Bobby, AJ.
Hello, AJ.
What's happening, Bobby? Was on the show a couple years ago, back when somebody else was on, but I know they put your name in front of some sort of fancy word like Drinking Bobby, Hollywood Bobby. I mean,
Bobby Bukkake.
Bobby Bukkake.
That too. I just couldn't
repeat
by. That. I mean, I still keep in touch with the show and everything like that.
Dubs PB. Bland Bobby. Everyone gets a nickname except for you, AJ. No one with the name AJ gets a nickname because how can you beat AJ?
Happens.
Does AJ Green have a nickname?
Does AJ Green have a nickname?
Soft.
Retired.
Done.
Disconnected Xbox
Irrelevant.
controller.
Yeah, underachievement. So Ray tells us, you're normally our baseball guy. You're normally coming on to talk a little baseball, which we can touch on a little bit. Both of our teams are certainly not doing as well as we'd like to. And, we can go on that. I've completely buried our team. I've completely buried the Red Sox. They're done. They're dead. They're in the basement. Bye-bye. See you later. The Yankees have been for a while. But I feel like they're in two different places in terms of franchise,
absolutely,
kind of where they want to go. So we have a little segment here called Simple Minds Save Sports. But before we do that, let's just let AJ shine on his baseball knowledge here. We don't give a shit about the Yankees. So why don't you just talk to us about what you think from the outside looking at the Red Sox and Chaim Bloom's management. If you want to kind of dial it back from this deadline and kind of what you see as a whole tenure of Chaim Bloom and where he's looking to go.
So as far as just baseball, I've also been doing stuff on the Patriots as well. Baseball and football is my real bread and butter. We could talk a good amount of Patriots. I have a couple of things to speak on them. But as far as the Red Sox, I found it very weird this year because have you kind of noticed that, and Rich, I actually saw you this year. You're like, hey, it's April. I'm burying them. Alex Cora's getting high every day. We want Heim Bloom out of here tomorrow. Next subway, next plane, whatever. And anybody who thinks this team is going anywhere, which granted, it's not a last place team. I just thought that this year was rebuilding on. So when you see certain things like Bello, the fact that he's going to be a starting pitcher next year, which a lot of people thought he was here for a cup of coffee, he's going to be a piece next year. Kike, well, I'm actually glad that he got traded because next year he wasn't going to be here. This bullpen's been taxed for years. You got two pieces for him. Although, I'm just going to say this, and this is what absolutely grinds my gears. The fact that Bloom talks about prospects a lot, you trade a starting pitching prospect who's now the 15th prospect in the Brewers system for a guy who, I'm sorry, you saw that walk-off the other night? That's because Luis Urias got a freaking gift. It's like, great, I don't got the golden sombrero on that check swing call, walks to first base, then the grand slam happens. Have a good night. We won. He got lucky,
so
dude.
You're talking about the last game that they won in the grand slam there. And yeah, he got lucky on a check swing. And a lot of people consider that all right, the Red Sox came out of the break and they lost a couple games. And here's the savior. Here. We got a grand slam win. And then what'd they do after that? Go drop 2 to the fucking Royals. Look, Brian Bayo looks like a piece. Fine. Is he a complete ace? That's yet to be seen. He looks really good. I'll give you that. Jared Duran has come out of nowhere. He was an absolute disaster.
Oh, absolutely.
He's 29 years old. Yoshida Matsuzaka looks like a really good pickup for them. He's 30 years old. Okay, so Brian, the only other young guy that you can talk about is Cassis, who has sucked the first 3 seasons, 3 months of the year. And
I didn't complete my article on him, but there's something on him. Again, you guys have been waiting for a year and a half just to see if this guy's even worth the time. And
AJ, 3 years they've been waiting for a first baseman. They've gone 2 years without a legitimate first win. They fucking signed Kyle Schwarber to play first base for them.
well,
and before that, they were just Mitch Moreland all the way through. Look, I know I get your piece. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but this is the problem with Bloom. What you're saying is the entire problem with Heim Bloom. All right, he's come at this year. They were overachieving of a team that he built on fucking shoestring and bubble gum because their owner is cheaping out because he put in $1.6 billion into the Fenway. He's buying the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's paying for Liverpool. He's checked out on the Red Sox. You don't have an engaged owner. You have a GM who's been hired to bring that payroll down to the middle class because he's supposed to be able to analytic that shit and find diamonds in the rough. Instead of diamonds in the rough, he's traded Mookie Betts, let go of Xander Bogaerts, your 2 cornerstones of the franchise. And what have you got back? None of the players you're talking about are guys that they've got back. The only other young guy coming in the system that's worth their salt is the Mayer kid, maybe the outfielder that's in AAA. But he didn't get any of them. He didn't do any of them. He got Garrett Whitlock, who's an often injured pitcher, who's barely a rotation pitcher at this point. The Heim Bloom resume for the Red Sox looks like this: is dumpster diving, poor talent assessment, no balls having deadline GM. You know what their record is in the last 3 deadlines with Heim Bloom as GM? I think it's 5-30 something. They're dead last in the last 3 years at the deadline. Every single year, they've been dead last after the deadline after 10 games, whatever the contract is. So he doesn't produce confidence in his team. He doesn't produce fucking talent on his team. He doesn't know how to build a team. He just reads the numbers like the Matrix and follows them. He's not a baseball guy. The Red Sox can live in mediocrity or a little bit below mediocrity for the next 10 years. And that's what it's going to be as long as they want him in there.
So just to ask the 3 of you a couple of things, okay? So where did you think the ceiling was for the Red Sox for this year? What do you think the ceiling was?
4th in the AL East.
83 wins.
I thought it was 500 to 4th place in the division. So we're going off of that, and I think we all agree here. So I think we've all agreed that this team at any point in the year has not been better than Baltimore, Toronto, and Tampa. Is that all correct all across the board?
Correct.
Well, they did go 7-0 against Toronto. Don't get me started on Toronto. That's my loser team franchise, and it really hurts me, but they freaking blow too.
But hey, listen,
they're not as good
Toronto's
as
been in the basement for a long time, and I get that part. But if you go by that as a whole, right? And let's be honest, the Blue Jays, not only did they lose Bo, but they haven't really had that hot streak. You know how every team has a hot streak at least once a year?
Except for the Blue Jays. They just started. I'm not going to interrupt you again, AJ. I'm just going to let you know I got less than a minute, and then we're gonna move on to the next segment.
I got you. My only thought is just that they haven't gotten hot. What pissed me off and grind my gears is this fourth place team. Everyone said, "What's the move? What's the move? What's the move?" Now, granted, no good move was made outside trading Kike for relievers, but in my opinion, I just don't understand why you'd want to give up big pieces for a fourth place team. And it's either you got to pick one or the other.
You're a game out of the playoffs, and it's your fourth year as the GM, and you haven't done shit, and you're a game out of the playoffs.
It was a lost cause, and you know it. It was a lost cause.
The Rays gave up their 15th ranked prospect for the kid that could have been the number 2 starter in the Red Sox rotation right now. They absolutely could have done that. That's because
all their
Simple Minds Save Sports. Here the boys discuss a topic in the sports world which is really grinding our gears and save the sport in the process. The first topic, the existence of hockey. Just kidding. That's fine. No. The main topic, the plight of the running back. Running backs aren't getting paid no mo. Can this be solved? Is there something the players can do to solve it, to reverse this trend? Can the players union? Will the trend swing back like it was before when the running back was king? What can be done to help the poor running back on top? Thoughts, opinions? How can this problem be fixed?
Now, just so we're clear, you believe that us saving the running back market is going to be a part of saving sports?
Well, the saving sports is just the title of it. Really, we're just discussing a problem and what we could do to fix it, but not saving sports.
I see. It was a trick.
It all just, it flowed.
You tricked us.
It sounded nice.
No, I think there's a lot of things we could do to save sports. I think saving sports is really just getting a lot of things off our chest. Like, this is what I hate about what's going on right now. This is a real bitch fest. That could be fun.
Well, we could do that too. This is only the first one.
All right, let me turn this into a bitch fest.
Bobby, hold on, wait, fucking running backs. Have we talked about this yet on the show, or is it just a text chain? Fuck these fucking running backs. Saquon Barkley, give me a contract. What did he sign for? $11 million fucking dollars. How many running backs are there? Well, I'm sorry that your position has been undervalued because it doesn't bring enough value to the game. Guess who's been like that forever? Fucking left guards. You hear them bitching about it? No. Safeties. Like, how many big safeties got big time money in the lifetime of the NFL? Ed Reed, Rodney Harrison? No, he played for the Patriots. Fuck off, running backs. It's a free market, you dopes. You're a dime a fucking dozen. There's a lot of you. That average stat that's put out that the average running back gets paid less than the average kicker. No shit. There's 30 fucking kickers. There's 300 goddamn running backs. That's just math, Raymond. You fucking stupid glasses.
No, there's not 300. There's not.
300. Well, 32 times 4. Do that fucking math. There's a lot of goddamn running backs, and they don't mean shit. It's a passing
128.
Game. Nice job. It's a passing game. The game has changed. I'm sorry the market dictates what you're worth. And it's not like you're worth pennies. Saquon Barkley gets $11 million freaking dollars. You go look at the top 10 running backs in the league. They're getting paid more than 90% of the rest of the league. So they have a fucking Zoom session to talk about how they're underprivileged. Fuck off. Fuck you, all of them. And you know what? The only reason that really grinds my gears and really gets me going is because they publicized it, you dopes. You fucking dopes. You publicized that you had a meeting. You had a meeting of 10 of you
$10 million a year earners to talk about how little money you're getting, and you
Much
put
like
it to
this
the
show.
public.
Yeah.
What a fucking bunch of idiots. What a bunch of idiots. So how do we save football? I don't know. Get rid of the running back. Get rid of them altogether. Bring back fullbacks. Nothing but fullbacks.
Everything is just empty shotgun.
Yeah. Empty shotgun and Sam Gashes all day long. That's all we want.
No in between.
I'm on a real rant type of mood.
They should
tonight.
just
Sorry,
stay in
Raymond.
college longer and collect all that NIL money.
There you go.
Or they should have a better lifespan. I mean, how many years do these guys go through? Like 4 years, and they're fall face of the earth, most of the. I think Adrian Peterson had the longest career so far. Look at DeMarco Murray. He signed that massive contract 2 years later, gone out of the NFL.
Well, that's what
Yeah,
really
running backs
skewed
are
it.
done
And
quick.
this is also why they're dumb, is they can't like read the trends and look at the market. Todd Gurley signed a massive
Todd
deal.
Gurley,
Ezekiel
great
Elliott signed a massive deal. There was a group of these guys. Oh, here he is. There was a group of these guys in that time frame that signed these massive deals as running backs, and then teams got afraid of them and they backed off. Oh, the other fucking guy that was on that Zoom session, Christian McCaffrey. You're getting paid like a goddamn wide receiver, dude. Get off the Zoom call, you fucking dope. So I just think the whole thing has been so overblown and so exaggerated to what the actual problem is. The running back market, it's not like it's been depleted for a decade. It's been a couple years that it's been down. It's like, get over it. That's what these idiot teams gave these top end running backs really, really big deals, and they got burnt on them. So now everyone's afraid of it. And then it will come back. That's how the markets work. Get over it. I just saved fucking sports.
AJ, what do you think about the running back market?
Good job, Ray. Nice fucking segue.
Thank you.
Well, if you think of Le'Veon Bell, Ezekiel Elliott, those names. Now, if you look at the guys who have been worth the big running back contracts in recent history, outside Derrick Henry, has it been worth it? Has it been worth bringing? And the quarterback market, now, I think it's ludicrous to get paid more than Mahomes because right now he's on top. But that's how market value goes. But if you look at all the salary cap that you got to spend for a running back who's going to split carries anyway. So imagine you have that first and second round back and your third down back. No matter what, you're going to need 3 or 4 running backs at the position. What happens if
128 guys. How many running backs you have in the NFL?
You just got to power through, AJ. We interrupt, and you're going to get bulldozed over here if you just don't keep talking.
I got you. So my only thought is you're not going to pay, 10, 15% of your salary cap for a guy that's going to give you how many touchdowns, how many downs, a guy who gets a lot of contact, is going to easily get hurt, a guy who's close to 30. You're not doing that.
No, it's what the market dictates. Sorry. It's what the market dictates for the position, and it is what it is. Look at tight ends. Tight ends is a real good comparison to what of running backs. Tight ends didn't get paid shit for a really long time. Rob Gronkowski, Antonio Gates before him, Gonzalez even before him. Those were the guys that were doing their best to push that market forward. But there's only especially Gonzalez and Antonio Gates. There was nobody like them in the league at that point in time. After Gronk, the floodgates kind of opened up for that tight end position. Now they're getting paid more. But like, they didn't hold a Zoom session and notify the public that they were upset that they're not getting paid enough. Like, that's what the market dictates. That's what you pay your agents for. So they get 10%.
I will say they are
fucking
starting to
job.
overpay tight ends, if you think about it.
There's overpaid everybody. There's overpaid everybody. And then you know what happens after that contract is given to them? 2 years later, they're not overpaid, because the money just keeps pouring in. Patrick Mahomes now is a decent deal. He got $500 million.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm just saying at the tight end position, that's going to have a full out too. Cole Kmet is the most expensive paid tight end in the NFL, and how's that going to go? It's Chicago.
Who was the cat from Atlanta that went to the Browns? He got the biggest contract from the Browns, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Hooper. Austin Hooper.
Austin Hooper, yes.
That guy was getting paid out the ass. He still is. And no one even talks about it anymore.
Why?
So, like, I have no sympathy for these running backs, and I don't think it matters.
When was the last time a running back was important to a team and won a Super Bowl? I would go back to Terrell Davis, 99.
Like actually was the main
main
piece
focus
them
of
getting
you weren't a
Marshawn
gunslinging.
Lynch.
That's probably the answer, Marshawn
Yeah.
Lynch, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to say he's probably the last one.
He's the last bell cow that won a Super Bowl. There's been other guys that have probably been more important, but they didn't win, which is why they don't pay him, right?
Damian Williams did good
Sony
in
Michel.
the Chiefs'
Sony Michel.
first Super Bowl. Yeah, Sony Michel. I agree.
The corpse of Sony Michel.
Recently retired. Sony Michel.
He had a good 5-year run.
Hey, we got to move on. That we just saved sports. Well, John, I like that topic, Bobby. But now that I think we've identified the niche for this. We can really bring up some just things that we can bitch about, basically.
Yeah,
that's really our wheelhouse.
We brought it out, worked it out, and we found a
we found it. And then by the end, we'll come up with a solution. Like we're not just gonna bitch. We will save it. We'll come up with a solution.
There'll be something done. It'll be actionable.
Yeah. You got the Celtics in here. It's a really short little piece of news, but you got a lot of words. This is a producer Bobby email that
I was able to extrapolate, I think, some noteworthy topics from this.
Okay, so is this coming from a point of agitation because you hate Joe Mazzulla more than Nazis?
I think we all know the answer to your question.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so I'm just gonna turn it over to you. I'm gonna let you get your agitation out here with the Celtics. I'll tee it up for you, and you can go from there from the quotes. Okay. Celtics owner gives an interview where he discusses the offseason conversations with Brad Stevens and Joey Maz, aka the Bum, as you have in quotations. Thank you. Out of which a mutual agreement was reached that changes were needed. There was inconsistent play these past two playoffs. And their commitment to the Bum, aka Mazzulla, and there's some quotes after that. So I'll throw it over to you to get some agitation off your chest.
Yeah. So they have the big meeting. I don't know why it is that they like this man. He has a checkered past. He kind of looks like a human mouse rat hybrid, and he's also a very poor coach. So I don't thoroughly understand why it is that they've all come to his defense and decided that he is the future. And I don't get it. I don't know why they're doubling down and saying that he's so great. Okay, they were able to come to the conclusion that their team wasn't performing well. Excellent. I think even us on the Simple Minds Sports Show were able to identify that. And they thought that a change was needed. Another stellar bit of analysis by that crack group. So my confidence in the Celtics moving forward is, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing there.
You know what's really important to take from that is Mouse Man. Because that's true.
Mouse rat hybrid?
Sorry, mouse rat hybrid man. Nobody takes a guy like that seriously. And so here's the quote about Mazzulla from Wick Grossbeck. Brad, hold on. He says, Brad Stevens, Brad feels even more strongly about him now, and I agree. Joe handled the initial transition and eventually the entire season incredibly well. He's got world-class intensity, drive, and knowledge, as most mouse rat transits would.
I mean, they have to. You can't kill those little fuckers.
Yeah, they got a tough life. He's fully committed to winning a championship with his group. It's all he thinks about. Every breath he takes is about making the Celtics better and doing a better job as a coach. He's all in. Celtics showing united front here. What's your confidence in the Celtics' future? The talent wins in the NBA. The Celtics are going to be back in the Eastern Conference Finals next year. Outside of Porzingis not rolling his ankle in Latvia, Raymond, your opening take there. They got more talent than most teams in the NBA. They're probably a top 3, maybe top 2 talent when you consider what Jason Tatum is and Jaylen Brown. That being said, I fucking hate Joe Mazzulla. I've come around to Bobby's side of this so hard. I hate him for his personality and the way he's handled himself in the media. I think he's a fucking tool. And then I hate his design of offensive basketball. And that's what the Chris Porzingis move was.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah, they got a big guy that can shoot threes again. And if you don't think that they're, a lot of talk of them adjusting to a more of a post game with Porzingis, no. They're going to spread it out and they're going to launch from the three all season long. And it's going to get them 64 wins. And Tatum's going to be up for MVP. And then when they get to the championship and someone punches them in the dick, they're going to fold like a fucking bag of cards. That's what's going to happen. Because that's what happens.
They're going to get the finals, though?
Eastern Conference.
Oh, okay. I thought you said finals.
Show me what the Bucks do. Show me what the Heat do. You don't.
Where'd Lillard go?
Can Donovan Mitchell pull that Cavs team? Can they adjust that Cavs team? I guess it's late in the offseason. They got too many fucking guards. You're just the best team in the Eastern Conference. You should go to the NBA Finals. Should have went last year. Should have won the year before. You're the best team, hands down. Your roster is the best roster in the fucking league. You outside of however much weight you want to put on Jokic, they're the best roster in the league. And don't even give me Philly and Harden and Embiid. Those guys
Harden's leaving, so
Harden's gonna leave, and I mean, I don't even know where he's gonna go. And no matter what, there's not gonna be enough compensation for him. They're gonna be at a stalemate.
He wants to go to the Clippers, so I don't know who you get from the Clippers to come back for the 76ers, but it's not going to be anywhere near what Harden can put on the table.
If he loves the titty bar so much, I can't believe he ain't going down to Atlanta. Him and Lou Williams go down to Magic City for freaking Trae Young and picks.
It's not a bad deal. Embiid will be out of Philly in the next 2 years, 3 years.
Agreed.
His contract means.
What the hell does he want to stay there for?
Yeah. So I'm with you, Bob. It is a united front from ownership. Wick always does one of these interviews in the summer. Wick Grossbeck, the Celtics owner, always does one of these in the summer. It's almost always the same. He had one after the 2021 season where he called him out. And Brad Stevens got fired as coach and hired as GM. That was the only time I can remember him coming in the offseason and giving shit to his team. Most of them are just this united front, which frankly, from an organizational standpoint, you don't want, like you would, it'd be much worse if Grossbeck came out and was like, I listen to those Simple Mind boys and he's right. They're right. This fucking Joe Cat stinks. He looks like a rat fuck and he can't coach defense. I don't know what we're doing here.
I listened to Vine that whole time, and you know what? He's right. He called it from the beginning.
I like to hear what he had to say about the the playoff push when Wick was pretty much calling like the guys pussies and like laying down in the playoffs, not playing up. I wish they would like elaborate on that more, but obviously he's trying to do a kumbaya moment with Joe Mazzulla right now. So.
I've just always felt that the Celtics, that the owner has basically always never, his edict is to stay competitive and to make the playoffs, and they'll never go all in to win. It's just to always be.
He's been all in right now. I think he's all in.
I disagree with that. So he's been on record multiple times saying, I'll pay for, I'll pay into the salary cap. I'll pay the, penalties if we have a championship team. I think it's just really hard to build a championship team in the NBA, and Danny Ainge and Brad Stevens have done that. Their players just haven't come through. But to be fair, we've talked about this. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are this year are hitting that age mark where guys win championships. They're going to be 20. Tatum's only going to be 26, but Jaylen's going to be 27. Guys don't win till they're 27. MJ, Magic, Larry, 27 years old. Go look. It's all right there. So this is the year they got to punch through. And they got the team to do it for sure. And they're only going to have this team for a couple years, as we've discussed. MD, cap space down there in the corner with the glasses. The Celtics can't afford all these guys past 2 years from here. So we'll see. We got a united front. All right, minor break, and we're just going to retreat real quick, give AJ a couple minutes on some Patriots talk. We did a little Patriots before you got on there, AJ. So just it'll be nice to hear an outsider's view of what y'all are thinking about the Patriots just after this quick producer break.
Sky rockets in flight. Woo! Afternoon delight. Whoop. You guys have it, I think. Afternoon delight.
I don't know, Ron. That sounds kind of crazy.
And we're back. AJ, I'm gonna lay it off to you. The world is your oyster. From an outside looking in. So you, what are you, a Giants guy?
No, he's a Chiefs fan.
Oh.
Since 2003,
How do I kick people out?
Since 2003, man, I got the receipts.
Okay. Well, either way, Chiefs fan, Giants fan, better as a Chiefs fan. You've seen the Patriots more up close from the Brady era to where we are now.
Yes.
Ripping some hearts out against the Chiefs and then stomping on some hearts with the Chiefs. So,
oh yes.
What's the outside view looking in now as we walk into preseason as an outsider looking at the Patriots?
So from my view, and since I work all over the state of Connecticut, I work for a New England company. I think we're kind of basically all agreed that this is kind of like a limbo stage for the Patriots. And now, granted, nobody knows what Bill Belichick is doing offensively, because it's like, okay, third year for Mac Jones, still haven't committed to him. Are you trying to fuel his fire, or do you not give a shit about him? Have you secretly moved on behind him? Like, I can't make heads or tails with it. But if you look at it, if you go by all four teams in the division healthy this year, I'm not saying that in the division they're 0-6, but this is a period of time where I feel like it's going to be, okay, the defense is solid. There's no doubt about it. This defense is great. Offensively, there's question marks in special teams. Well, if you look at the last 10, 15, 20 years, consistently, the Patriots have been one of the best special teams in the NFL. Offensively, though, okay, you had the best guy of all time, and now you have a rookie who he may or may not like. And as well as spending everything else, has he really put forward the effort? Has he gone all in? I don't think he has.
You're talking about Belichick?
Yes. He's the GM too. I mean, this team still does not have a number one wide receiver. And you haven't committed to your quarterback, or it seems like you haven't even given him a shred of confidence. You can't win like that.
So from the outside looking in the Eastern and the AFC East, where do you have him finishing?
The ceiling, third place.
Let me guess where. Hold on. Let me guess where the basement is.
That's a room for midgets.
We're going to beep that.
Obviously, if all four teams are healthy, this is, I think, third place. Now,
Who's in last?
The caboose.
I'm gonna say Dolphins.
Oh.
Jump on the trash train, AJ. Jump on the trash train. You don't think Tua can stay healthy?
His brain's in the basement. So are the Dolphins.
Yeah. It's in the frying pan. It's a bunch of scrambled eggs.
Listen, Miami, Lady Luck is banging our man. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna just disagree with you. Who's gonna come in last? The Jets, because Aaron Rodgers is not Aaron Rodgers of 2013. Aaron Rodgers is cashing out, and they're the New York Jets. And Hard Rock. What's the history of Hard Knock teams? Isn't it like friggin' abysmal? Like just awful.
Pretty bad.
I will say the Jets are gonna jet, but I didn't have them win the division, to be fair.
No shit. The Bills are going to win the division. They will make it scary, because they always do, because they have a lapse in judgment, because they are led by a blockhead in Josh Allen. But the Jets will threaten for last place in this division. They don't have a strong leadership. Their ownership is garbage. Their head coach hasn't done shit. Their quarterback is checked out, and everyone wants to talk about their talent and their talent and their talent and their talent. Show me what their talent is. They got 6 wins last year. It's 6 wins last year with a Zach Wilson who fucking sucked. I get that. But you know where Aaron Rodgers landed as a QBR? 13th. So how many more wins is the 13th ranked quarterback going to get you than the last rank? 1, 2?
I think it could be 1-score games ish. I'm not saying that they're going to win the division. I'm not saying they're going to be above 500 in wins. I think what all this math is, and do I think it's absolutely ludicrous for them to say, oh, the Jets are going to the Super Bowl? Buddy, I got a freaking bridge to sell in Jersey if you think that these getting past Allen, Mahomes, and company.
But you don't think, I don't care about that, but you don't think the Patriots can get past the Jets, because you think their ceiling is third, and you think the Dolphins are coming in last. So you don't think the Patriots are better than the Jets?
I think right now the Patriots just have a problem. And I think it's offensively. I think it's possible, mind you. I'm not ruling it out.
Well, you called their ceiling third.
That's what I think.
Ceiling is
I'm
as
not saying
best as you can be. That's
Oh, I
what the
know.
ceiling is.
I know.
How many wins though as your third place team? Do you think they can get into the wild card as the third place team in the AFCs?
It'll be close. It'll be close.
So it's not going to be like a 7-12 or 7.
I don't.
Well,
I don't,
do it.
I don't think
schedule's coming into effect.
I don't.
You
think
said
it's gonna
7-11.
be-
He's
I don't think it's going to be like a 6-win team. No. And for those people who are saying that, they're freaking homers. I can't sign off on that. This team's good, and defense does win you games.
well, it keeps you close.
Do I think the offense is going to need a little bit to click? Yes. Do I think there's some games that are going to be tight? Yes.
All right, last
But if
Patriots
you go by
question
that-
for you, because
the games, yeah.
we're gonna wrap up. Last Patriots
I got
question for you. Zappy or Mac?
You got to go Mac.
I knew I liked
Have
him.
you seen the Zap Daddy play? Are you familiar with his work?
I think he needs to be traded for a pick so he can get the hell out of here and focus on the real thing in front of you.
The problem I see with Belly Zappy, if you allow me, is just how hard is it to move around the pocket when you got balls that big? You know, they're just dragging by your cleats. You know what I'm saying?
It's difficult. It's difficult.
It's tough.
If you're literally a human chode, it is difficult to
It's
move
tough
in that arena.
with the
But
pocket presence.
Ibukaki talking about shows. Ironic.
That's right.
Yeah, it's like I said, we keep it tight here.
Keep it tight. It all comes back. Speaking of coming back, we're gonna switch gears here. We're gonna move on to one of our favorite segments. AJ, stick around. Ray's real interested, and I'm real interested in your thoughts here. These are quick hitters, but we're gonna take a quick break and come back to Would You Rather. These have nothing to do with sports unless you feel like you really want to tie it in, because this is a tight show. So eventually we get back to it. This is all from you, huh? This is all from your brain, Bobby? I haven't read any of these. I've just glanced at them.
Right up here.
Okay. This is from the
Right
Mind
up
of
here.
Vine.
Oh boy.
The Mind of Vine is another great segment name.
The Mind of
Mind
Vine.
of
Oh, I
Vine.
like that. I'm gonna steal that for my own.
Ooh.
The Mind of Vine.
Foray.
Yeah. The Mind of Vine should just be if you're typing anything up, just whatever's on your mind at that exact second, and then we can just vamp off that.
I like that.
This feels like a Mind of Vine segment here. All right. So your first Would You Rather. I'm going to you first, AJ, so you can't judge us on our answers. Would you rather have your adult mind trapped in your 15-year-old body, having to do 15-year-old things, or your 15-year-old mind in your adult body having to adult things?
My adult mind and my 15-year-old body, simply because, hey, you get the dumb shit out of your way. You just kind of do it up. You act smarter, wiser, you do less stupid shit. It's just like, hey, instead of doing these things, are you going to regret it? It's like, let's do more important things. Making money, porking brides, keep mom moving.
How many times do you think you jerk off a day with that young dick?
One or
Over
two
under
based on
35.
Definitely under. 1 or 2 based on a coin flip.
All right, yeah, he's gonna make some money. He doesn't have time for yanking 15-year-old Wang. This is an easy one for me too. You got to go younger. I mean, everything's from the money standpoint. I'm trying to look at it from the other standpoint. So if I was now at 50, you'd just be so careless and
That's what we do now. That's me
Yeah,
now. I'm a
it's
15.
not that
I'm
different.
100% going the other way. I'm gonna go 15-year-old in this right here. Okay, I don't feel much different anyway. And
You're a real piece
would-
of shit at 15, by the way.
Exactly. And you know what? I didn't give a fuck about anything. Okay. So I had much more confidence and I didn't give a shit. So I think without being beaten down by the world 30 years later, okay, I'd have much more means and
You'd be
ability.
so
I'd
stupid,
probably
though.
be
You'd be
highly
so
more
dumb.
successful.
You'd be
And no
so
bills
dumb.
paid.
My
Oh
God.
God, you'd be so dumb. No, it's a good effort to take the other side of that, but there's only one answer to that. There's really only one answer. 15. What was I doing at 15? Not good. Nothing good. Nothing smart. Nothing good. Besides Ray's mother. Would you rather forget all existing memories or never be able to make new ones? This is an easy one too. Bobby, go ahead.
Oh, easy.
Oh, I would
Actually, no, this isn't easy. Fuck, this is a hard one.
Not to me.
Well, go ahead, AJ. You fucking slick-minded douche. Go for it.
Am I gonna live in the past my whole life? Like, no.
Metaphysics. Fucking way
I
to
lived
hit
in
it.
the past my whole life. I'm looking in the
Socrates.
future. It's like, hey, do I gotta worry about ex-girlfriends? Do I gotta worry about the dumb shit I had there? It's like, hey, new chapter. Keep her moving.
That's probably the right answer.
That is the right answer.
Because
That's what
30
I'm gonna
years
do.
will pass by and you'll be like, oh, fuck, what I do 35 years ago? Damn. Nah, you don't need that. That's toxic. Don't need that shit.
Sold me. AJ
Bobby
sold
likes
me on that
thinking
one.
about when he was 15 and how fucking awesome he was.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you're
This
is like a Inception question, or like if you could just plug into your mind and just live wherever you wanted to. Like if your only memories are from where you want them to be, then like your day-to-day life, you'd just be in an insane asylum, but you'd just be living in your body as a 40-year-old man and living your 15-year-old life and as memories. And I don't know
Exactly.
what is real. Aren't we just in a simulation anyway, Raymond?
Shut the fuck up. I threw the dreidel on the table. We're not in Inception right now.
Oof. Ouch.
Would you rather detect all lies from people or people always believe your lies?
So easy.
This one's easy.
Yeah, because everyone already believes my lies, so I'd go the other way so I can see what it's all about.
But they would believe anything you said, even no matter how ridiculous it may be.
I'm going with the I would rather be able to detect lies from people.
You know what? This one's a little bit tricky. So always be able to lie to people. You can see yourself, you can envision yourself getting ahead, right? Outside of the moral conflict of having to deal with that, if you have any type of moral being, not talking to you, Vine, but being able to identify
if you have
people.
sex with me, you'll live forever. You gotta be fucking shitting me. Hold on.
All you need is a nickel on Tuesdays for that, maybe.
Yeah.
The other side of that coin is really more of a chess versus checkers play. Just being able to keep and hold secrets. Like, you told me this, but I know that's bullshit. So I'm just gonna hold it. I'm just
You gonna play 3D chess with people?
And then just kind of play it. And if you get in the right scene, now you're really talking. I think I'd probably enjoy that more. I think I'd rather the challenge of doing that than taking on the moral defecation of myself of just fucking everybody.
Because that's how you're already doing that anyway.
Just collect bang
tokens.
tokens for guaranteeing immortal life, you know. All right, would you rather eat whatever you want and stay fit or never sleep and be full of energy?
I'd rather eat whatever I want, stay fit.
Of course, yeah. Ray, you don't have to answer.
Thank you.
Always take the food.
No,
Take the food,
sleep.
man.
You kidding me? I'd be up all night going ham on you fucking people.
Think of the production, you fools. Think of the production.
Me?
I like
An
the sleep,
extra
though.
fucking 10 hours every single day and like no tiredness. How tired are you? How tired are you? You just sleep 8 hours all the time. I'm tired.
Very tired, Jim.
No sleep. Just give me a full energy. Funny.
You should go see a sleep doctor and get some CPAP.
There's another.
I sleep fine, knock on wood right now. So I mean, me, it's like, hey, I could put burgers in my face. I ain't gaining weight. I gotta go that route.
Just to be crystal clear, Jay, you're not married and no kids. Okay, never mind. Don't answer that question. I don't know if the legality is getting in the way of this. But anybody who is not dealing with children and wives doesn't get to answer that question fully. Would you rather have a person whose full-time job is to troll you online or follow you around and heckle you in person? This is a good one.
Bobby just laughing at this, like that would be his dream job. Either one of those.
If somebody would put this online, if I could literally, I would excel at this. I would be the Patrick Mahomes of this.
This is just an interview. This is a precursor to an interview and in a resume.
My God.
Heckle people for a living. My God.
I'd like to do that.
Nice job, McPhee. Way to put the report down. Yeah, you did real good there. Yeah.
Now, do you have to check online? You have to like check your socials and stuff every day.
Yes, like you would have to go online and maybe they have your email. You get an email from them. In any sort of way in which your internet existence could be trolled, they certainly do that.
Yeah, you get an email saying Screech. It's like, fuck.
You just get an email. It says it's from your mom, and it's actually a big black dick.
From a bad angle.
Like, crap. Oh, got me again.
We've all gotten those before, though. That's not a troll joke. Yeah.
It's not that bad. No. So last question. In person on the Hagel, do you get to have any other conversations with them? Could you make buds with them in the in-between, but then every time you kind of do something of importance.
Well, they still have to do their job. I mean,
it's afterwards.
So they get paid for this, so they have to do it. So in between heckling, you could be chummy, but when they see an opportunity, they're going to take it.
Well, I'll take chummy unless it's Apkowitz. I'll take chummy unless it's Apkowitz.
What was Paul Butler-Gardner?
I'll take Paul.
Yeah, I didn't know what the line was.
I could mend that fence.
Yeah, I didn't know where the line was.
Playing double agent to a guy like that's gotta sound pretty freaking good.
It does.
Go out to lunch with the guy, and then next day, August 11th, 2023, 10 a.m. Guy can't freaking parallel park. Next.
If that's the best that they can got, then you can walk up with me any day.
Sign me up. Yeah,
I mean,
nice parallel park.
You gotta have the big digs. You gotta mix it up. You know what I mean? Otherwise, they just go and they get stale.
Yeah, I'm with you. No, I'd be really sensitive. Like someone started really honing on my knees or something. Like weak knees. God, fucking damn it. Yeah, you're right. I would like the job too. I'd like the in-person job. I think Bobby would be really good online, like just digging. I think we could tag.
No, Bobby would be great in person.
I think I would excel in either role.
I think you'd be better in person. You just have a punchable face the whole time too.
Exactly. I think.
Are you saying I don't have a punchable face?
The aura of my general irritation is best suited in person.
Bobby uses bigger words that would just infuriate me.
Oh, fuck you! You're doing it right now. You're heckling me right now.
Well, you're an idiot. And you got a lovable face, not a punchable.
How obtuse of you.
I believe he's referring to the shirt.
Yeah, because you're fat. Last break here. We're going to do a real quick Simple Minds of the Week.
Are you stupid or something? I'm as stupid as stupid does.
This one's easy. I don't know if we'll get to the second one, but we're going to go with the Baltimore Orioles announcer getting suspended for saying they didn't play well. This one's made the rounds nationally. AJ, I'll give you your first crack at it. Here's our Simplest Minds of the Week candidate. Obviously, I'm sure you're aware of the story. Your take.
Absolutely. Let's see. How come it's only the announcer who's reading off of the screen? How come he's the only one that got in trouble for that? Because you're telling me the guy who wrote everything down, everybody knew about it, and he was the fall guy. And for what? Until this year, the Orioles were basically a piece of shit organization. The ownership is absolutely awful, regardless of if they're winning or not. This is a unclassy move by them. It's bullshit. And if they're going to do like this, I've been saying it for a decade, sell the team. Fuck right off.
Bobby?
Oh, I agree. And I think also what puts on to it as well is there's apparently a developing story in which they may not be able to continue the lease for Camden Yards as that ends at the end of the season. So it just kind of paints a nice picture of organizational incompetence, all nicely wound together by the wonderful publication that is the New York Post.
Raymond?
So you can't say that someone sucks? I mean, I don't understand that. Like, why do you get suspended? Everyone's soft. America's soft. This is what's wrong with America right now. You tell the truth about something, it's just like, let this guy go. Why you got to suspend him? God bless America.
Fucking Raponi, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Started it all. I say fire him outright. If you're gonna do it, might as well go for it. Suspending him was soft. Suspending him was soft. You know, if you want to say something bad about the Empire, you get your neck slit. All right, you must get a slap on the wrist.
The Orioles must have something else on them, and this is just what they use. They were just itching to get him.
Yeah, this guy's been banging at the trash cans for a while now. We just haven't heard about it. And then this is what they really got him. But if you're gonna go that way, go all the way. Go all the way. And you know what? You know what would happen if they just fired him? That's what the verdict would be. Like, whoa, this guy definitely wasn't just fired for saying that. Like, he's definitely done some bad shit. You gotta be a couple steps ahead when you're gonna make some moves like this if the Orioles ownership. You gotta tag him, you gotta bag him, you gotta send him out to sea. Suspension, not enough. Not enough.
The Orioles aren't smart enough.
The same ownership where it's two brothers fighting and one of them would rather worry about concerts than his ball club. Yeah. If you know the story about how the outskirts of this thing, it is off the fucking rails.
Hey,
and this offseason we'll find
Fenway,
out.
was that a Taylor Swift concert or something? Bon Jovi? They had some concerts at Fenway this summer?
I think so.
No, it was Fall Out Boy, Dead and Company was there.
Oh, so we had an owner, the Red Sox, putting some concerts on his ball club this summer as his team was faltering in last place.
Oh my God, the pain.
This has been the Simple Mind Sports Show, Friday Rewind, August 11th. We'll see you next time. Thanks, AJ, for joining us. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Thank you guys. It's been a pleasure.
The future.
Spiteful cunt.
Such a salty little fucking douche.
Who, me?
You.
Why?
What's the problem?
Yeah, so salty. I was playing a little jokes on you on the text chain. With the who and the why and the whats.
I was waiting for the where.
Game on his ass, that's where.
Holy shit, Bobby's drinking.
Whoa!
It's that.
Finally hit
Congrats,
the 13th
Bobby.
step, huh? Good for you, buddy.
Yeah.
That
Took me a
producer
while.
role really get into him. Really gets to
you
him.
really had to loosen up the old left side of the brain. Now, is this your drinking room? Is that what's different?
Yeah, exactly. This is the room where that happens. Exactly.
Excellent.
Interesting.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And I noticed
I'm glad
you
we finally
went
found that room.
I noticed
Yeah,
you went
there's
a
again, so many rooms in the
non-domestic.
palatial estate.
You went a non-domestic on the beverage choice?
Yeah, exactly. Nigga Modelo.
Oh, whoa.
The Mexican beer of choice.
We're gonna have to beep that, Raven. We're not,
Yeah, you can't.
That's not a
Can't say
sponsor.
that loud. No, you can't say that.
They should be.
Neither is High Noon or White Claw.
Well,
Could open us up to a new market. Mexico.
our marketing budget is the second lowest budget we have. What else is going on? Ray, do you have a slacking short V-neck t-shirt on? I've never seen you wear such as that. You look like you are wearing your shirt to bed.
You're also out of character. I mean, before you've been coming into the show as cunty as possible, and right now you've decided to look normal.
I saw Richard this weekend. It brought me love, joy, happiness. So I'm just in a different state right now.
You certainly
had a hell
don't
of
look
a
like
week.
the Dick King.
No, you do not
I'm
look
still
like.
thinking.
You
I
do
still
not
do look like
the
the
King
King
of
I think I
Are
do.
you still in
Thank
your
you.
hot streak?
I got laid last night. Yeah. Humble brag.
Very nice.
Thanks, boys.
Very
know
nice.
your
Good for
mother
you.
was going in,
Congratulations
Nathan.
on the sex.
I'm not. Can you change? It's gonna be hard for me to get over you wearing your house shirt through this whole show. It looks like you're going to bed. You look like fucking Tiny Tim. Yeah, that's better. Oh no, just keep it
There's
off.
another shirt right there.
Well, he gets sweaty, so he needs to keep things.
Oh, God.
Dickie and the Bender Boys, classic.
Better?
Yeah, you even sound better.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
What do you say? Speaking of sounding better, what do you say we start the show, the Simple Mind Sports Show? Producer Bobby is an email director here, so we're going to lean on him a little bit.